What's up? I'm back. In this segment, gonna be short. I thought I answered this question already, or I made the statement, but sometimes I still get people who ask me, why am I not doing spiritual videos, or better yet, why have I erased my old videos, right? So I'm gonna say this one more time, and the only reason why I'm saying this again is because I keep getting this in email. And sometimes when I get an email, I don't respond. And I could tell that when I don't respond, people get mad. And I would say this for the most part. I would say, in a lot of ways, when I decided to stop, well, no, not, well, it was two things: to stop making spiritual videos and to delete the spiritual videos already made. I have to admit, when I did it, I wasn't sure if it was the right thing. I have to admit, my intuition was moving me to it, but I could tell. To be honest, I wasn't sure if it was the right thing. Then when I see the responses of some people, because some people, it's one thing if you're disappointed, you like it, you're disappointed, you see it, you're sorry to see it go, then that's cool. I don't mind that. That's cool. I mean, in some ways, sometimes I miss it, right? But then I get certain people who are very rude, in a sense, right? Even people who sometimes will be cool, all of a sudden make negative comments, right? And I started to see that, wow, I should have deleted these things a long time ago. And the reason why I say that is because, in some ways, I think when people have to look at it, right? Even though people were fans of my spiritual videos, I don't think a lot of people really understood them. And what I mean by that is, I like spirituality, right? I like knowledge. But if you notice, I like diverse knowledge, right? So I could talk about spirituality on one hand, I could talk about hip hop on another hand, if I could talk about comic books on another hand, talk about health on another hand, if I got to talk about politics, like a lot of people would, my oldism channel, which is the health, I switched it. Well, I didn't switch it, but I added politics to it, and some people were like, I don't like politics, right? But this is who I am. When the way I see the world was through the lenses of very many different viewpoints, right? So when I saw it from many different viewpoints, when I absorbed the spiritual knowledge, I was able to understand the spiritual knowledge from many different viewpoints. And to me, that was real spiritual knowledge, in a sense, when you look at it. And I don't think people were doing that. It wasn't about space cadet stuff, right? So when I started to see either people getting rude, or because the rude stuff, believe it or not, I actually respect more than the people who keep writing me the same thing over and over and over and over again. I mean, it gets to a point sometimes when I can make a science fiction video, or I can make a health video, or I can make a political video on my other channels, and people will come on the other channels and ask about some spiritual questions, right? Which is like, like, I mean, it's like, even if I write a book, the Amazon audience just looks at me as a science fiction writer. To be honest, that's how they look at me, right? So if I'm doing health, I want to keep it. If I'm having my health channel, I want to keep it to health. If you're gonna ask a spiritual question, ask it based on health, right? But it's to the point where some people can't let go of the past, and it's not that it's the people who like my videos in the past, and they were still kind of taking my cue where they were like, well, let's keep it diverse. Let's be able to see different subjects. Then that's cool. But there's some people who are into this escapism, who just want this deep spiritual information. And when I see that, I realize, man, I should have deleted my videos a long time ago, to be honest. Because I was never about that at the end of the day. Remember, before I made Siris King channel, my Spark Post channel, it was a channel called Spark Post, where I was actually talking about politics and entertainment way before spirituality. This channel was only created because when I used to do that channel with a guy named Hector Martinez, I was like, let's include some spiritual stuff in the channel. It was never really supposed to be totally spiritual only. I said, let's include some spiritual stuff in the channel. I like it, let's just once in a while do it. He was like, nah, it clashes with entertainment and politics. So then I said, all right, let me just make a separate channel for it. And that's what happened. So when people think that the primary thing I was doing for them was spirituality was always supposed to assist, right? Because my love of politics is actually much greater than my love of spirituality. I think spirituality is important, but I think a lot of it you have to do yourself. You have to be directed in a certain location, right? I think in a sense with politics, like for instance, with politics, I feel that you can look at the YouTube channel, you can look at the news, and you don't have to go to school for political science, right? You could say I'm Democratic, I'm Republican, And you don't have to go to school for that. And for the most part, you can absorb their views. Right? If you want to be independent, libertarian, you can absorb their views. Right? You don't have to go to school for that. Spirituality is different. Spirituality, no, you got to go to school. That's why the 2012 stuff didn't work. You got to read books. You got to do spiritual routines. You got to be disciplined. It takes years. You're going to have to get into a group, get organized. That's why I told people, write me. I'll tell you where to go. Right for certain things. Right? So that's what you should have been doing. You should, instead of asking me why I don't do videos anymore, you should be writing me and asking me, where could you go to get spiritual direction? That is where I was supposed to be. And then I'll be like, all right, cool. But I'm not getting that because I realized that a lot of people on YouTube cater to people's delusions, right? You would have a whole bunch of videos about powers and third eyes and this and that. And there's nothing wrong if you do it once or twice because that comes with the territory of spirituality. But when that's your primary way of looking at things, when you come in and you tell me, listen, I don't like politics, right? You could come in and tell me I don't like politics, right? But at least be able to break it down. If you're going to talk about the astral plane and third eye, instead of saying I don't like politics because it's politics, right? I'm not into that. If you don't like it, break it down. It's like rip it apart to somebody who's into that, throw it back, and then go do your own thing. When you tell me you don't like it, but I realize, oh, you don't understand it, so you're saying you don't like it because of swag, I'm not into that. Never was, to be honest. That's why my first channel was a political channel, right? Where we try to splice with entertainment. And I don't think people got that. So when you write me and I don't respond, this is why. Hopefully, when you see this video, I don't have to get those emails anymore. Till next time. Peace.